我觉得主要还是我太久不开台。而且我觉得我唱歌很好听啊，怎么了？驾照。
Quest accepted. Wait, where are we going?
I haven't seen almost never see really long time. I've seen Six Drakes in games, but they almost never all go over the same team because usually the game's over by then.
Yeah. Well, here's an engagement. We're looking for Beryl. Aftershock is going to be there, down to about half health as he does get the flash dredge line in order to get out. Thunderstorm's there from Pilot, who flashes over the wall to secure the kill, but now Nuclear diving into the back line. Boom goes the dynamite. 2 kills are already there. Meanwhile, Showmaker and Canyon, we're just executing the Galio as the teleports are in. We're looking for the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're still not going to see the 6th Drake.
Oh, I know, it's frustrating.
Oh, man.
In. Oh, can we delay? Can we delay, guys?
Yeah, I'm glad Royal Youth went for a fight there because they were inevitably going to get bled out as Vladimir builds more and more items. But it looks like, yeah, this is going to be the end of the game. 20-second death timers on both solo lane carries and the triple mountain as Damwon try and push through for the end.
Yep, no charge on Armut as well as the Nexus turrets are now the targets. In goes Tolerant, gets the grand entrance and lands it there onto Nuclear as well, but he's only going to lose half of his health bar, and Showmaker is destroying the back line, which consists of only a closer turns up, but that's 1E, and he's down to 2/3 health. The Nexus is the focus. Showmaker goes golden, as at least one of the kills does come in for Royal Youth, but now it's 3-0 for Damwon, who's secure knockout stage.
被包了，眼睛盒给我可以
GG
吗？
for Damwon. They said after day 1 they
那
were
是
playing
劲爆
it，
我不知道哪一个。
10%.
Is this 20, Jack?
Yeah.
Where do you think we're at?
So, I think they were not playing at 10%. I think that was an exaggeration. Yeah. I'll say they were 45, and this was a solid 70.
Okay.
Yeah, because they still had some of that sloppiness in the early game, but in terms of hitting their power spikes, getting to their items, and then making something happen, I think Damwon did very well.
Yeah, and I think this was also the Showmaker that he wanted to show on his first day out here as well. This was the flashy player. This was diving the backline, executing exactly how he wants to on this Akali.
可是你不想就放着就好了，
His performance versus
放着吧，
King's Dragon
算
is that
放了放着吧。
on the
Don't
Akali, just
worry, I'm
probably
not
some
the
of the
magic
best League of
artist.
Legends that we saw in the LCK Summer Split. A joy to watch and so good to see at least a bit of it represented here on the world stage already in Plains.
Yeah, and I think just as far as getting a few reps in the playing stage can be very valuable for Damwon. And there's a reason that the people in Group B and Group D are just waiting with bated breath. Is Damwon going to be in our group? And if they aren't, they'll be, yay!
Yeah,
And if they are, they'll be
exactly
like,
right.
oh no, what are we going to do about Monopoly Vladimir? Like, it's just, what can you do against that guy?
Path is a boring
No one
path.
else ends up pulling off Vladimir the way this happens. And obviously, we haven't seen it against a top LPL team. We've seen it against top LCK teams. He actually does the same thing half the time.
And we've seen
in
it against the
LCK.
LPL, I believe,
Yeah.
at Rift Rivals this year as well. It's still
But, yeah.
for more on that game, let's check the answers.
Monopoly Vladimir buying all the property on Boardwalk and making Royal Youth pay for it. Let's talk a little bit about the Monopoly Vladimir, but more importantly as well, the rest of the draft and what Royal's sort of answer was into Damwon today. When we look at the draft, there were some strong feelings. I know Jat was quite sort of hopeful with
yeah, and I do want to focus in on that Claire and kind of talk about what the win conditions are, or where the window was. So the Claire is cool because you have the Grievous wounds, so you can try to combat some of that healing, and then you also impact with Bear Trap on a rope to try to force the pool out of Vladimir. So you can see how Kled should be able to play around a pick that they always left open. You know that Nuclear can play, you know that he's probably going to go for it. It was just now what they need to do.
Holistically for the draft overall, this is both teams kind of getting what they want. It was pretty quick, Damwon just locking in the Vladimir that's open, and then on the other side of the coin, I like that Royal Youth went back to early aggression. I mentioned the Kled, they have the Zyder Rakan again, they have an early game jungler in the hands of Closer and Lee Sin. He, I think, had a pretty good performance. And overall, I think this was a solid game on both fronts, even though it was very one-sided.
Now, why did it not work? We have a couple of replays of Nubi playing this flag at the top.
Yeah.
Talk me through the step-by-step process.
Yeah, and I do want to harken up on this, as the casters are kind of alluding to, because this is the early game matchup. This super early trade in the hands of Armwood actually goes very well. He's got to get the flash out of Nuggery in just a few moments, and we were talking about at the draft, with this advantage, this can actually be a big pressure point. When you mentioned the Grievous wounds, it's 60%, and every other champion over here.
And it wasn't about that flash. He really wants to try to bounce the wave. Armwood wants to bounce the wave, try to freeze it away from Nuggery, but he makes it back, he has the TP, and he brings the Doran with him.
Yeah, and this is then the other big swing back, right? Like you mentioned, the Dorans, it's double Dorans for Armwood, and Nuggery's building towards his Seekers, and the fact that this Bear Trap on a rope misses, Closer comes through, extends a little bit more, pops a bad trade on the back end. Like, this was their window to punish Nuggery. And now you're in this situation where Seekers is completed for the Vladimir. Armwood has double Dorans, is looking for a reset, is already losing trades, and it feels almost like the attack on the top side of the map is just over. There's no more window.
If you were able to punish that flash, maybe you don't end up in a scenario like that, but as soon as that fail gank happened, it felt like Vladimir was guaranteed to get to level 9, that he was going to coast through lane. Jat set it on cast, you know, they checked in the lane phase, 700 gold lead.
Yeah, two and a half kills.
Just free.
What do, like, click in your head, it's
Just Monopoly.
Yeah.
Do not pass go. Do not collect too
No,
much.
he is collecting, he's collecting lots of them.
Not the constant knockouts, because that's the risk now for Royal Youth after losing the game.
Now, I will say the adaptation that they made after that game side was, okay, everything is going down to the top side now. We are going to repeatedly gank it, down there, pick great setup, like really like they didn't have to change having the Zion Rakan, the priority pick on Kaisa, for Nuclear down there, like it was kind of perfect. It just like couldn't break it as hard as they could.
Now, what was the emotional reaction to the mid lane team fight that Royal won? They set up a play, they cleared the Gallagher engage. I was jumping out my seat, but you know, what did you think when watching this?
Holy crap, in all honesty. The fact that they're winning a fight at this point is pretty big. Tolerant, huge 4-man taunt on the Rakan ulti, 3-man knockup in the back end was key in actually getting this, and then Kled compositions, just because of the remount mechanic, he's just chilling, chasing forwards, brings everybody else with them, and this is a moment that you're looking at the game today, you're surprised it happens, and maybe Royal Youth can make something of it.
And you brought up a great point, Ejim, when we were watching that. You talked about the difference between the Kled pick and the Renekton pick is that you have another form of engage. You know, the Renekton really has to rely on the flanks. Kled can just zip on in there. So again, it was kind of about pick your moments, pick your windows, and with a champion like Kled, he was bringing more tools where they tried to act on those windows. Yeah. And even though Field and Tolerant had the great CP chain, the Rakan and the Galio, it just wasn't enough because Canyon was able to move away. If they'd gotten the jungler there as well, maybe that transitions into a Baron, and maybe you're on the other side of a Royal Youth win. But it was multiple times, they took their shots to the window, and they didn't find a choice.
Yeah, and I think that's the key thing in terms of this game didn't go the expected way. You know how Damwon are going to play, but drafting another reliable engaged tool, like, it's not fancy League of Legends, the fact that you know something is going to happen, like guaranteeing at least your opportunity, I think is super important, and that's why, like, we're sitting here in a very one-sided affair, complimenting Royal, being like, okay, this is actually looking good, even though they're hot-handed.
Especially when you compare it to some of the games that we have seen over the last few days, where there have been individual mistakes, decision-making errors, problems. despite the fact that Royal lost, they were outclassed. You can see in terms of the stats, in terms of the gold graph, etc. But the decisions that Royal made were the right ones. They just failed to execute like that top lane done. In a gold deficit, they win a team fight in the mid lane. But again, you're coming up against individuals who are simply better players. And then when they have a lead, they play the map exceptionally well, which is why Damwon won it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's not even individuals in terms of skill gap there. It's composition. Like, the composition from Royal Youth is like, we get an advantage, and then it's either going to work in the first 15 minutes, or they're just going to split push it to them, and we can't do anything. And it has to go that way.
I keep cutting you off, sorry, Adrian. But I think I like about that, which we've discussed a lot.
He does it a lot.
When you are playing against a team that is better than you, you have to get ahead early. Don't run the risk of going late, and that's what you start.
Yeah, because Nuggery is it. He just puts the fingers, and
Follow the compass.
all of a sudden the game's over.
I love it. Listen, the Oppo player of the game was Showmaker on his Akali. He popped up with a little bit of debate, but what a great performance.
Okay, now first thing first, I want to point at Galio because the Galio changes were big here. He can't flash, he's got the taunt. If he could flash there, maybe that's a different outcome. But in credit to Showmaker, he really was just flexing on kids, probably showcasing the mechanics there. Also, do you want to give a good shout out to Aftershock? I feel like that Aftershock rune has really saved a lot of fights here because they keep calling on barrel and they can never quite kill it.
Yeah, and I think the big thing to highlight Showmaker just on the back end, right? Like the side lane plays, it was his pressure point in team fight, he was picking on Pilot, that as the game progresses, we're saying Royal Youth don't have that many options. The fact that he's forcing out Featherstorm and meaning that the damage charts are so one-sided, Desire just can't right click. That's why
Absolutely the case. With the win, Damwon is unlocked for the knockout stage. And then Royal Youth want to beat Flamengo in Game 5. That will force a tie again for the second seed. It does go without saying, on the second game, if Flamengo beat Damwon, then Royal Youth will be eliminated. That will be Game 3. We'll be doing a pre-game for that. It's quite exciting, but before the Damwon came in, relax to be afraid of Flamengo. This is not the same Game 1 that we saw a couple days ago.
I actually don't
Anyone
think
ask,
that
do you see any of these prices
Yeah,
are
that Bryce was talking about where
10
you
times
know
the
that you're the
asking
better
price.
players, so you can just wait. You can just scale up. Like you've seen Nuguri on the Vladimir where he
accountant's
could be
way
cutting
too good
through
at
the
his
mid lane
job.
to force a faster mid lane power drop, but instead he's like, nah, I'll just farm it out more. Like, I know we've got this as soon as I'm level 11, we'll just kill them all.
But now, what do you think about how clean the performance was? You know what I mean? Like, I think Jack said day one, he felt Damwon was at a 40, 45. Today, they've come in at a 70. Even though maybe the gameplay didn't change itself, holy moly, execution really did. You know, the 30-minute stomping.
Yeah, I think it's certainly better. Not the best. Bottom lane is still getting attacked. They're still getting abused. And
I
you like
rarely know
shouting
what I'm
out,
looking
haha,
for.
MVP
Always
aftershock.
fine.
It's like, those are very
Saved him like 3
those
times.
are very close moments, right? The barrel is like they checking a bush, he's getting picked off, and aftershock is saving him, and then the side lanes are collapsing. So there are definitely moments, there are weaknesses in Damwon, but they're just not being exploited. So it is better, but it's not.
We'll have to see if Flamengo before that, he's up next as Hong Kong Attitude and Mega Esports take a big step towards knockout.
Yep, and the barrel just doesn't have his flash available as the grand entrance comes forward, and it's just not enough. Closer, gonna have the ultimate coming down on top of it, and Seal is glorious, and not gonna find too many torches yet, but Showmaker obliterates the backline once more. Finds Pilot diving off, Skull is up, and maybe someone found the fight, but great taunt to get into the backline already. Nogri has been taken, this could be the go side for Royal Youth as Barrel just tries to distract. They go for the engage, but the grand entrance is going to be there. Now Pilot finds himself the Featherstorm. No blue collar action's gonna happen in Showmaker. Double kill so far. Showmaker is destroying the backline, which consists of only a Clay. Closer turns up, and that's 1 E, and he's down to 2/3 health. The Nexus is the focus. Showmaker goes golden.
I'll be omitting that little mishap from the expedition logs. The build of my uncle's museum. Oh, a plan. Yeah, I totally have one of those.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Satan will fall soon. An enemy has been slain. Shut down. Killing spree. Shut down.
And the last time we saw these two teams play, it was actually a very close game. This group in particular has traded games all throughout, with everyone coming in today at 1-1. The other group that happened in Group A all ended at 2-2 miraculously. ridiculously and then had to resolve them through a tiebreaker. So
Exactly. So exactly the same thing happens here today. We get a whole bunch of so I kind of want it to happen. See if HK
Your
can.
turret has been
Yes, of the last time that these guys met. The process of yesterday was in fact that three-way tie we were talking about. I'm looking forward to it and see whether the players are going to be able to bring it out for us, because Mega last time
destroyed
they
a
should.
turret.
it's what it felt like. They had so many more tools in their composition. They had a bunch of CCs, and Hong Kong Attitude just picked a bunch of marks. If you remember that game, it was Quinn, Corky, and Zyrakan bottom lane with the double VC, and they just stalled long enough to Mega forcing a 50-50 Baron, which they didn't get, and then it was over.
Yep.
It was one of the lowest kill games, maybe the lowest kill game we've had in the entire playing stage, which is definitely not what you expected when you're thinking of this group, but that's what we got.
Exactly right. Well, Hong Kong Attitude going to ban away the Tristana this time. Let's get rid of the Gragas. Remember, side switch up. So in theory, we are going to have a bit of a change. It was that last pick that really did put a spanner for Mega Esports, but I think the biggest spanner was not doing anything. As Renekton going to be banned once again. We talked about the fact that this guy was picked a hell of a lot on this particular day a couple of days ago. And is now not going to be two banners.
It's super interesting because Renekton coming into the day had been picked 8 times and only won 2 games. Yet the teams are now saying, you know what, he's been picked too much. It's time to not do it. But it's because I think the setup, if you're playing well, here's something people don't want to get snowballed on. I am actually shocked that we just saw a blue side ban because Hong Kong Attitude had the ability to force either a Keon or Pantheon first pick for themselves or force a trade of the 2 champions, which if they are proficient in Pantheon and Keon would be able to do so, but they kind of just opt out of that trade, maybe because they just want to do their marksmanship and they don't want Pantheon to be covered.
I think it's respect. To Hong Kong Attitude. Ezreal. Unified, of course, in this. They started a couple of days ago with M&M's. Unified is retaining his spot despite the fact that to pick up the loss. The end is what gets off the line as Ezreal recovers something that Ezreal did actually come out to a victory. Now, mission with the Syndra, another champion that's escaped the ban list, has been very popular on that one so far.
Coming into the day, there's only been one ban phase where Syndra was not a part of it. I think part of it is the fact that you can flex it between mid and bottom lane, but honestly, it's looked better mid lane. Partially because we have mid laners playing rather than other players trying to pick up mid lanes, but still, it will give them a lot of presence in the mid lane.
Yep, Crash holding onto his pick. Often we do see junglers locked in the first round. Not going to happen this time, and that's why the Elise is going to join the ban list. Lloyd, though, is going to take away the Jarvan. Just secure a pretty powerful jungler here. Now jungler once again, I believe he also plays the top lane. This guy gets around the river a heck of a lot. And with Dale there on the bottom side of the map, of course, Korean player formerly on Ever 8 Winners, was on that team that qualified for the LCK about a year and a half ago. Didn't stay there very long, but was still able to get in.
Yeah, and I think something that is a bit of an X factor for Mega Esports is the fact that Rocky Road and G4 actually have a lot of international experience. So even though Mega Esports was pool 3, I also love the Dragon. Even though they are pool 3 and were considered by me and most others to be the underdog in this group based on the strength of the LMS and the BCS historically, the world's experience, I think, helped them in these first few days. Having Lloyd, a guy who's played so many different positions, just kind of help the team maneuver around these really ambiguous situations, makes them stronger.
Against the Lee Sin picked up for Crash. Crash, very practiced in this particular pick, was one of the picks that really got people excited back in 2017 when he was playing on that spring roster. Didn't quite work out there, but he certainly had a whole lot of hype behind him. As 3Z's Nah is going to be poking his head out here on the Rift for game 1? The answer, though, is going to be that Akali. All the way down to the final half is that Akali, where last game, of course, was pretty quickly. Gaming, but now this squad from Mega is looking really nice in the team fights, especially if Rocky can cause some chaos in the backline, and then you have so much control and power with the cataclysmic entrance with that combination of the Jarvan and the Galio.
And Mega doesn't want a repeat of what happened the first time they played these teams, where they had what seemed like a lot of control and then just couldn't close the deal. In this game, even though there's not 3 marksmen from Hong Kong Attitude, the Gnar split push can do similar things in the late game where it just becomes overwhelming. So I think making sure they have the Jarvan, Galio, hard engaged is what they've tried to do to solve it so they can win this one.
Yeah, speaking of hard engage, they also have the Nautilus there as well. So a lot of buttons they can press to start the fight, and I like Armor-based compositions. Didn't work out for Royal Youth in our first game, but that was because Damwon was a little bit stronger.
You're embarrassing me in front of the bad guy.
Oftentimes, I mean, Detonation Focus Me was what we brought up as an example last time, and that worked out for them. So executable compositions, and you can decide the field of battle is, I think, very, very beneficial in these tournaments that are starting to pressure to Hong Kong Attitude versus Mega.
You have slain an enemy.
And for more on the draft, let's check.
Has been slain.
On the game, at least in the early stages. So I think they want to be.
And this time you bet on a high composition.
And of course, Warlock was formerly a top laner, support, and jungler for Mega. So this guy's certainly able to give advice on multiple positions for his team.
Yeah, thank you very much for the interview. I think him bringing up the point of mid-jungle synergy is correct, because in order for the Jarvan Galio to not just instantly die when you jungle, since the Galio ultimate no longer gives destruction like it did when it was they need to do well in laning phase, and Syndra Lee Sin, just based on champions, is a better 2v2.
Yeah.
So Mega does have to find ways to outplay, scout out crashes Lee Sin, and then find ganks in 1v2 situations, because if it's a counter gank and the Syndra gets a kill or two, it could be really rough.
We'll pop facing the dredge line there on the bottom side of the map. Keep your eyes on this guy. His Thresh was fantastic a couple of days ago. Looking forward to seeing what he can do here. The all-Korean bottom lane. With Duel and Pop. But so far, it's pretty calm. I feel like HK want to start the action a little bit earlier than Mega do this time around. Mega with a pretty comfortable 4-1 composition, but want to be getting towards those Galio rather than HK to get crash around and really start to
Yeah, and HK actually was one of the more unique teams coming into this World Championship, in the fact that they so heavily all play for their own lanes. Their number of solo kills are really high, their number of isolated ganks were really high, and that's just how they often try to win. It's how they won the first game, is the Quinn side lane was able to get enough done, dying by himself and also killing by himself, but eventually the team was able to win. So it is expected that HKA will play aggressively in lane, but I don't expect it to group around the corner.
Is that why 3Z is gone?
It's absolutely more of a Footbook has just been so popular because it does give you the extra move speed and the extra his ability to try and just get a little bit more damage in a solo kill situation. That's what the area can give you. It's better in this particular matchup, but we'll see how Rocky and 3Z play it out.
It's a slight advantage if the waves are going to
microcosm of the lane. That was pretty dangerous because Lee Sin could hop over the wall, get behind his ward, and then gank him while all of his spells go off. So using all of his spells when he's that far pushed up in the lane was actually pretty dangerous. You don't see it play out in punishing fashion. The way he's playing the lane, depending on how they're communicating,
Don't
you might say,
worry,
hey,
not the magic artifact.
this guy is being a little foolish with some of his spell usages. Come gank.
It sort of stayed true that Lee Sin versus Akali is still something that you have to think about. Akali doesn't want to get displaced out of her shroud by a Lee Sin kick coming in, and always pre-rework Akali.
有機會接埋屋企人過去。係啊，而家傾緊啊，係咪全家一齊過嚟？傾緊啊，而家。我非常認同你嘅講法啊。
Greedy for the hyper is 3Z, but does get the second bounce of the hop. Won't have that one now. He may have to actually flash, but the knockup is going to come in. He's greedy. He's holding onto it for a very long time, but decides to blow it in the end. So successful gank there for Lloyd, assuming he's going to make a return visit.
Yeah, and he has a control ward down, which allows lane clarity. And Rocky will probably be level 6 by the time he comes back, so that's definitely an opportunity for Meg to try and get an advantage up top. They need it because the bottom is going pretty heavily over to HKA.
Yeah, Unified actually having a great time against the Korean bottom lane here of Mega. 6-0 for Lloyd, so wanting to hold on to that 100% rate if he can. Cloud Drake is now being considered to be a 6th straight game. We didn't get to 6 last time around. Someone could have if they were too busy killing the Nexus. Very frustrating.
They probably have something else going for them, but they don't need to get the 6-1 to win.
You were explaining that as we were discussing it, and then so sadly for me, it just didn't happen.
Weird that triple
怎么啦？
It's time to go with the HK as far as these lanes go. You can see that Rocky has been able to balance things out. He's going poorly in the that could be a massive kill if a Mega player.
They dominated the region more than any other team at play-in dominated the region, which is a blessing and a curse, because even though you're going to be confident in your ability to play, you're never in close game situations.
Yeah,
and that
fish syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, that's a totally different topic. I think big fish and medium-sized pond is like the best combination.
You think so?
Rather than like medium fish and big pond, then you just get smashed all the time by the shark.
Yeah, that's probably
Anyway.
Yeah, different concept. I'm sorry to completely...
They're in a really small pond, and they're like a medium-sized fish. So now that they're up against other medium-sized fishes, then they don't really know how to make that combat happen. So yeah. I spent way too long on this. The whole point is that they're not good at playing even games because they don't have practice.
Yeah, you need practice with a game that you haven't already snowballed completely dark controls. I believe what you were doing was a Grand Entrance is not going to really be that. The Dragon is going to land and Kaiwing is going to go down to 300 health, get out, but otherwise it is just Mega's bottom lane taking no damage and being pretty happy.
Yeah, absolutely. They've really recovered the lane that they were getting close to a fair bit early, but really it is now on Mega to try and make things happen. Lloyd gets level 6. G4 would probably look to crash something bottom lane. So as I'm saying what they should do, I actually think they should go top lane onto the flashless Gnar.
Yeah.
So that's what I would expect them to do next.
So as far as gold is concerned, it is in HKA's favor, which is what you'd expect given that what their comp can do in this early game. As Rocky does some backflipping over towards 3Z, but 3Z not going to have any of it. Still down 15 CS though against Akali. When we talk about matchups, something that we have to highlight, being able to play this lane. So comfortable, without the flash. We see a few less options when it comes to how aggressively he can play.
If Mega wanted to be patient, if Lloyd was on top side, this would be such an easy thing because Galio was actually missing that. But Lloyd did show on bottom side, which is why wanted it. And all it took for me to go was a little patience. They can still get their move up, and they're completely fine to keep scaling.
Yep. I think it's really cool when teams play towards their opponent's win conditions as well as their own. Denying what your opponents want to do is really, really important. It doesn't happen enough, in my opinion. They got, of course, one very good job, and Galio so he just avoid those guys. Pretty good here for HP. Seconds, that might be the next port of call, although there are other pins towards Chili, who's been alive.
Yeah, so abandon the Ocean Drake or go straight for the Rift Herald, because you can argue that an 11-minute Ocean Drake wouldn't be worth taking. Instead, what happens is just getting the Ocean Drake with no Rift Herald whatsoever.
And in my league, that would be a sub-optimal. Might a few times. This particular
so we'll see if this ends up happening, but now this side of the map should belong to HKA. What I don't like is the fact that the Rakan is still running up the jungle right now. Note that the Ezreal with the smaller circle can also teleport back up if they decide to go for the Rift Herald. I'm learning all the new buttons. I realize I use the big circle, the small circle. We also have the arrow because they should be going that direction towards the Rift Herald.
Yep. Okay, well, at the same time, Mission is going to be throwing some spheres around. Thank you very much. LEC Studio here.
I love the positive reinforcement. It really makes me want to draw more.
I kind of want you to draw more. Yeah. But like, let's just chill for a second. Because we're professionals here. We don't like to throw out all of our tricks. As Crazy now with a bit of a minion wave to deal with. He's okay though. 26 is still the advantage for Rocky, but he's been ahead for quite some time so far. Mid lane's great here for CS numbers are good, and the Luden's Echo is now coming, so he can clear waves very quickly and maneuver around this map. It's Rocky and 3Z. 3Z probably has to be more careful with this. The amount of burst damage. Perfect execution is going to be frightening. He'll be alright for the moment as Galio.
Oh, that's the direction.
3 members, exactly. That was a Justice Punch.
Chrono Belt Galio is actually very powerful, which is actually really why HK didn't decide to all of that, but G4 didn't necessarily have everyone there, and I have a good reason to draw this time. You can see actually the Zion needs to keep moving up and down the river because there's worry about the Rift Herald. Since the Ezreal has team, he doesn't have to make a long shot towards Rift Herald and decide to fight, so this is telling me that Mega actually does care about the Rift Herald, and they're ending up actually ceding some bot lane control because of it, since Deo's teleported.
Crash heading towards this